So the key to making life-changing gains is to find those 100x to 1000x crypto gems very early in their life cycle. But the biggest challenge, of course, in crypto is how do you find and identify those crypto gems that have insanely explosive potential. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 highly undervalued, under the radar, and crypto gems that have that massively explosive potential to do some super insane gains this upcoming bull run. And all 3 of them are tied to main meme coins that are already established in narratives that have shown to be proven winners. So you know this is not some fly-by-night crypto gems here that will disappear after their 15 minutes of fame or after their hype cycle. So once again, we're looking for the crypto gems that are in narratives that are proven winners that will absolutely explode this bull run. And the first example of a meme coin that is still early on in its life cycle that has explosive potential this full-blown alt season is MOMO. So a lot of people, or a lot of the viewers here, MOMO is a fan favorite. And of course, if you're familiar with MOMO, so MOMO is Bonk's sister. So of course, Bonk is one of the largest meme coins right now. So if we actually have a look here, we go to the top meme coins by market cap, we could see that Bonk actually ranks 4th in terms of the largest meme coin available at this time with a $2.6 billion market cap. So we know that the narrative for Bonk is not going anywhere soon. And this is actually the very first bull cycle that Bonk will be entering. And that's when meme coins or any type of crypto project is the most bullish, and we see the most gains when a crypto project enters into their first bull run here. So this is absolutely bullish, awesome news. And simply because MOMO has a close relationship to Bonk, being Bonk's sister, you know that as a beta play, MOMO is gonna absolutely rip this bull run here. So if looking at the graph right here, if you got in, for example, really early on here and identify MOMO as a primary beta play to the Bonk narrative and the Bonk meta, and got in, let's say, at a market cap of $1 million or less, you would have made some crazy gains here, because within a few days of having going through this accumulation phase where the market cap of MOMO was $1 million or less, it quickly ran all the way up from a $1 million market cap to a $25 million market cap in a matter of days. So that's a fast 25x from there. And what's even more impressive is during its run up here, you could see that when it's created its new all-time high of close to 50 million, that is a potential gain of a 50x in a matter of 1 month. And since then, you could see that people have been taking profits, which is normal here over the last couple of days. And it's once again looking to find an area of consolidation, which I believe should be in this area right here in about the mid 25 to $30 million mark. And if it happens to fall a little bit lower, then most likely the level of support and accumulation zone will be in the 15 to $20 million mark. But the main thing is, if you're able to identify that MOMO is going to be one of the most, or if not the most powerful beta play in the Bonk narrative, then getting in early right here would yield some massive returns. And once again, in my opinion, I still think we're very early in the Bonk narrative here, because when full-blown alt season takes off, Bonk will have its time under the sun, and so will MOMO and all the other beta plays that belong to the Bonk narrative. And also, one thing that was very bullish recently is also that Ethereum keeps on creating new local higher highs, and this within the last 24 hours, we saw Ethereum get up to $3,900, so just shy of that $4,000 Ethereum price point. I think that once we hit that $4,000 price point, that acts as a psychological barrier where it's going to be a vortex that attracts a lot of retail attention back into the market. And that's when you'll really see, not only just the like altcoins really explode, but more specifically, cryptos and meme coins that have been built on ETH, which we haven't been seeing for a very long time. A lot of people have been saying that a lot of the coins that have been built on ETH have been very quiet, but this could be the turning point right here as we reach that crucial $4,000 price point for Ethereum. And the biggest narrative, in my opinion, when you look at what is going to really pop off when alt season really takes off, is Pepe and the Pepeverse. And simply because when you look at the top ranking meme coins, besides Dogecoin and SHIBA, they've already gone through their first bull cycle, which was the 2021. But right after them is Pepe. So Pepe is third right now on the list of the largest meme coins, sitting at about a $5.1 billion market cap. And very similar to Bonk, Pepe is entering its first bull run. And a lot of people in the space believe and see Pepe as the main meme coin that will lead this super cycle. So, the momentum and the bullishness behind Pepe and the Boys Club and all the related beta plays is absolutely going to be totally massive. It's going to be just mind blowing, and it's absolutely going to be insane here. So, and one of the plays that is highly under the radar that is tied to the Pepeverse, and I had talked about this before, and I really think that this is such a sleeping giant and highly undervalued crypto gem tied to the Pepeverse, which is, in my opinion, going to be the strongest narrative this bull run when it comes to meme coins. And the best way to describe a Dork Lord is that Dork Lord is the main antagonist or villain or bad guy to Pepe. And the importance of bad guys in a specific narrative or storyline is super duper important, because it gives context to the good guy, or gives meaning to the good guy. So without kind of like a foil or a bad guy, there's really no significance to the main character, which is Pepe. And the best way to see Dork Lord is that Dork Lord is the Thanos to the Avengers, for example. Another example is also Dork Lord is like the Joker to the Batman. And also this one right here is very relatable, is that Dork Lord is the Sith Lord to Yoda. And it's by no surprise when you go back to the website, he is dressed exactly like the Sith Lord, wearing, he has this shroud over his head here with a lifesaver. So, he is here to dominate the Pepeverse. So very awesome, foil to Pepe. And as we've seen throughout, history, when it comes to movies and so forth, the main bad guy often becomes very popular characters. And we have seen that with the Joker, for example. We've seen that with Thanos, and we've seen that with the Sith Lord here. So that's why I'm absolutely bullish on Dork Lord. And you can see that right now it is available on several really good exchanges, such as Bitmart, Buyconomy, and also on the DEX, Uniswap. And the thing is, this recently it got listed on MEXC, and that's absolutely bullish there, because MEXC is one of the top exchanges by 24-hour volume. So if we jump ahead here, we could actually see it ranks second, only behind Binance, and the trust score is 10 out of 10. So every time I look up where MEXC ranks in terms of top exchanges, it keeps on creeping up. The very first time was it ranked 8th, and then in the last video ranked 3rd, and now it's ranked 2nd. So this, the fact that MEXC, which is ranked 2nd on this list, has listed Dork Lord, is absolutely bullish there. So if you're interested in grabbing yourself some Dork Lord, what I'll do is I'll leave the link to the MEXC in the comments below, or I'll pin it in the comments below, but also in the description below. So feel free to check out that link and get yourself some Dork Lord there. So super undervalued in the right narrative, and it's a proven winner being tied to Pepe, which is, we know, not going to be going anywhere, and many people anticipate Pepe as the main meme coin that will lead this super cycle here. So if we go to their X page right here, we can see that they're very active on their X page, for example, and their art, you know, and their community is super duper strong. So right now they have about 4,500 followers here, and you can see this by their pin post right here. They have over 100,000 views on it. So, you know, getting a lot of nice eyeballs here. And there's one that really sticks out right here that describes, you know, the role of Dork Lord in relation to Pepe. And it's this one right here. And you can see that Dorky, which is the ticker, is the dark side of the Pepeverse on ETH. It's going to be legendary. So this description right here is, you know, embodies what the Dork Lord is in terms of its importance to Pepe. So we go ahead and we look at the price action of Dork Lord. We can see that it is a super tiny micro cap, sitting at $2.5 million market cap. So imagine, you know, if it does a 10x, that's only a $25 million market cap from here. If it does a 100x, that's only a $250 million market cap. And then if it's able to do, let's say, a 1000x, that's a $2.5 billion market cap. So, you know, being part of probably what many consider the most popular and loudest and strongest narrative for this bull run, anything is possible for Dork Lord and the Bay of Plays related to Pepe. But what I really love about this chart, and I have mentioned this over and over again, is this period of consolidation that you see right here, because it's like a spring compressing that is getting ready to pop here. So for over the last 6 months, it's been in the zone of consolidation, roughly in the market cap about $2 to $3 million. And what that reminds me of is the consolidated action of Turbo. So everybody in the meme coin space should be familiar with Turbo but for the longest time, you could see right here, it was consolidating roughly around the $10 million market cap. So imagine if you get into Turbo right now at a $10 million market cap. Wouldn't that be awesome? So if you're able to identify, once again, meme coins very early on in their life cycle that have that explosive potential, that's how you make your, you know, 100x 1000x and gains, and very you know, gains that could potentially change your life. So you could see that it consolidated here for about 1 year, and then what ended up happening is it just absolutely popped. So it went from like a, you know, like a $10 million market cap all the way to a $650 million market cap. So that is a quick 65x during that time. But during this time is you have to be patient. Sometimes, you know, things do pop off really quick, but in crypto at the same time, it's finding those gems where you get in early, let it cook, and then when it's ready to really take off, it really launches hard. And as you can see, Turbo is one example of that, and it just didn't stop there. It actually created a new all-time high of, let's have a look at this here, of $1 billion. So if you got in a $10 million market cap during this time right here, where the price action looked absolutely boring and quiet, very similar to how the Dorky chart looks like right here, and you were patient enough to hold on until that narrative was ready to go, then, you know, for those who got into Turbo at a $10 million market cap, you know, this was a 100x when it went from 10 million to a $1 billion market cap in a matter of a few months. So those are the gems that you're really looking for, that have that ability to compress and accumulate and then absolutely explode. Another example that I want to bring on your radar is Brett on ETH. So everybody is familiar, of course, with the Brett on base. That one is sitting, I believe, about 600 million to $700 million market cap. But the thing is, the reason why this one is really special, in my opinion, is not only is it under the radar and undervalued and tied to the Pepeverse, but it's actually the oldest Brett that is out there from my understanding. So, you know, and also it's built on Ethereum here. So if you go to, you know, the top boys club coins by market cap, Pepe right now is obviously the leader, built on Ethereum. You have Andy, part of the boys club, built on Ethereum, and you have Landwolf, you know, which is the main character of the boys club, built on Ethereum. And when the bull run is absolutely going crazy and there's euphoric in the market, people are going to look at, you know, well, Brett is a really high market cap. What is the next best Brett after that? And that's where people are going to be finding out and moving their money to Brett on ETH, simply because Brett on ETH is the main beta play to Pepe, simply because they're built on Ethereum. So right now, when you look at Brett, the market cap is only sitting at $11 million market cap, and once again, it is going through the same type of consolidation, simply because right now the whole Pepeverse narrative is quiet. But that's when you want to get in. That's how you get into gems early, is you gotta recognize when it's quiet, and then position yourself at those at those good entries, so that when it's ready to pop, you can maximize your multiples from there. But here's an example right here. So if you got in early on during this time right here, it was sitting at about a $2 million market cap, and you could see that while it's accumulating, it just absolutely popped up right here from a $2 million market cap all the way to a $50 million market cap. So that was a quick 25x if you were patient enough and identify that this coin had massive potential and got in early right here. And right now it is going through the same type of consolidation. So I would not be surprised that when the Pepeverse pops off, this run up is going to be absolutely explosive, very similar to Dork right here. So once again, I'll leave in the description and also in the pinned comments the link to MEXC. So if you're interested in grabbing yourself some Dork, then make sure to do so through that link. And with that, I like to end things by saying that nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. And crypto is risky. As much as everything could go to the moon, it could also go down to zero as well. And also, I am not a financial advisor. And once again, if all those sounds good to you, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and give this video a big thumbs up. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. And oh yeah, let me know, do you own any of these gems, or do you plan on getting any of these gems? So once again, get in early. That's the secret to getting those life-changing gains.